Hey guys, what do you think of my little Sona? I haven't animated her yet because I'm kind of too lazy to do it and I don't have the skills to do it quickly yet. But I do have the skills to show you my redesigns of My Little Pony characters. And just before we begin, I wanted to let everybody know that I love this show and I love these characters. And I might kind of sound harsh in some moments because I really didn't like some decisions that the showmakers made. But nevertheless, these are beloved characters, so let's get on with the redesigning. Let's start with the protagonist, Twilight Sparkle. And I have many problems with her. But before I talk about that, I just want to tell you guys that I suck at drawing ponies. I haven't really practiced too much during my life, and you can see a little drawing underneath this one because that was my original attempt. It looks horrendous, but somehow I kind of got the gist of it throughout this video. So anyway, the problem I have with Twilight is that she is just so clearly the main character in a show that's all about friendship and equality. And listen, she had the opportunity to be my favorite character when I was a kid. Purple is my favorite color. I was a bookish child and shared some of the very same personality traits with Twilight. But ever since some things changed in the show and they decided to make her a princess, it left a sour taste in my mouth. I remember I was a kid and I was watching that episode crying because I was so happy that she became an Alicorn. But I thought that all of the other 5 main characters would also have to go through some personal trial in order to obtain either a horn or wings or both, and also be Alicorns like Twilight. Because at that point already, I think we knew that Alicorns were immortal. So kind of making Twilight the only one that's gonna rule over Equestria for all of eternity made me very sad. So that's why I'll be illustrating each one of the main 6, not just as I would like them to look originally, but in their Alicorn forms as well. And so here you can see that I'm already working on Twilight's older self. The idea is that all of them would embody the elements of the harmony they correspond to and live in some sort of ethereal realm, immortal, together as friends, forever. And then any fillies or ponies that need their guidance could seek them in some sort of magical way. Kind of like goddesses of some sort, but in a less religious way. Also, you will notice that I decided to change Twilight's color palette. I definitely imagine her as a darker pony because dark purple supremacy, I guess. In her older form, I gave her some half-moon spectacles that looked like Dumbledore's, honestly. And you can tell that I added some gold accents into her hair instead of the classic bi-flag color scheme, which I am gonna miss, but I feel like this suits her better. Also, the way I was struggling with making them symmetrical and I had to draw the older version from scratch was kind of annoying, but I figured out how to fix that in the next one. The younger Twilight has a bun in her mane, but the older one has it in her tail. So this is my finished Twilight. What do you guys think? I'm pretty happy with this design. Next up is my favorite character, Rainbow Dash. Yay! Dash is the coolest. So at this point, I kind of already figured out how to sketch a pony. I'm still struggling with the anatomy because I can't really look at horse pictures to study ponies. Rainbow Dash is one of the 2 tomboys of the group, if you will. She's more masculine, she's more athletic, she's a flyer, and later on, spoiler alert, becomes one of the Wonderbolts. Her element of the harmony is loyalty. And I didn't mention it, but Twilight's is magic. So with the 6 elements of harmony together, they represent the magic of friendship. It's in the show title. So as I've said before, they would be these ethereal, immortal beings in my alternative universe. So I'm already kind of duplicating Dash and slightly making her taller, just like I did with Twilight. I made her older version have longer hair, and it has these like jellyfish kind of endings of the hair, but they are shaped to look like lightning bolts. And you will also notice that her tail looks like a cloud. Also, she would love piercings, so I gave her piercings, and she would definitely show her horn off as soon as she gets it. And in the beginning, I was thinking of giving her this dark blue color instead of the original one, because I wanted her to look like a stormy cloud, because she can kind of have a stormy personality sometimes. Aggressive in a playful way, gets angry easily, but she's still a very good friend. Later on, though, I ended up reverting back to the kind of pastel blue color. It just made her hair pop up better, but let me know if you prefer the darker version. As the element of loyalty and somebody who loves flying, chasing away clouds, and helping the weather fit the seasons, I think Rainbow Dash, as some sort of goddess, would help mortal ponies with flight protection. And maybe all the main 6 could have a symbol that appears once they are done helping, I was gonna say humanity, but they aren't humans. What is the pony equivalent of humanity? So obviously, a rainbow or a sonic rainboom would appear in the sky once Dashi is done with helping. And now you will notice that her cutie mark actually doesn't have the cloud part because the tail is supposed to give in to the illusion that the lightning bolt is coming from a cloud. I don't know, I thought that was pretty creative. And also I made her wings slightly darker here as a reference to the darker version that I was gonna go for originally. Gave her some finishing touches, and my favorite character was complete. What do you guys think? Also, I added the goggles in last minute. And finally, we have Pinkie Pie, the party girl. And maybe you noticed, but I did want to draw 1 unicorn, 1 Pegasus, and 1 earth pony in this video. The next one is gonna include Fluttershy, Rarity, and Applejack. Now with Pinkie Pie, this process was much quicker because I figured out how to copy-paste everything and just do everything more quickly. And I already had a vision for her. So I gave her these pigtails that suddenly somehow turned into braids. That was random. I was trying to save the braids for Applejack, maybe Fluttershy, but it happened, so oh well. Sometimes when inspiration hits, it just hits. And she looks cute. I don't mind at all. I think I wanted her to stay the closest to her original design because it was just so iconic. But I did warm up her color palette a little bit. You know when people are like, oh my god, your art is so delicious, I just want to eat it. And then people started asking, hey, what does my art taste like? And then it's like, oh, this one tastes like a slushie. This one tastes like pizza. Well, I wanted Pinkie to taste like cupcakes. I gave her some spots on her skin and ombre hair, some little hair ties to go along with her bright blue eyes, and a yellow bow to go with her hoofs. And here's the adult version already happening. Guys, I want to make a human version of these ponies, and I'm just so sick of the whole drama of who has what skin color. Here with Pinkie, I wanted to include both like a darker and a lighter version of her skin as maybe a little hint on how I'm gonna draw her as a human soon. The double pigtails, I kind of lowered them to make her look a little more adult, and Pinkie was complete. Do you like her? I'm super happy with this one. And here is the first half of the main 6 together. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Which versions do you prefer? And here they are, older. Let me know if you have some headcanons for this AU. I think it would be cool to see them together forever. Bye! But anyway, if you liked this video and the idea of My Little Pony with a slightly different ending, give this video a thumbs up. If we get 100 likes, I'm going to do a part 2 with the rest of the main 6. Thank you so much for watching, and you can find me on my social media, that's right here on the screen, or click the link in my description. And if you like my art a lot, you can commission me through my Ko-Fi, and I'm also waiting for my VGen code. If you want to support a small artist and a cat mom, you can click the link as well. Thank you and bye!